right, folks. So where are we really sitting today in the big scheme of things? Well, in the last 10 years, we've managed to blow up 10 economic bubbles, and this was, of course, due to NAFTA and GATT, which shipped all our jobs and factories and everything overseas. So we really haven't had an economy in quite a while. At least 10 years or going back even further. Most of it's just been phony, blown up, um, imaginary is all it is. We had the dot-com bubble 10 years ago, and that took the tech companies, and it was a mania. You weren't supposed to pay any attention to, the value of anything. No, you were just supposed to buy it. And that would basically because it was sure that the next day, no matter what you paid for it, some more people would be along, willing to pay more than you did, and that's really all this. When you really get down to it, that's all this country is run on, in the last 10 to 15 years or so. Um, it's all been borrowed money. It's all been imaginary money. Of course, going from the dot-com bubble, we had the real estate bubble. Um, that uh, that manufactured even more completely imaginary wealth. With the credit default swaps. Some of these things were, if you were a big bank trading credit default swaps, you were 100 to 1 ratio between what you put in and your profit. It was 100 to 1. You had people warn about them. Of course, those people were immediately gotten rid of by the same people that are in today in the Obama administration. Larry Summers, actually, go watch the last PBS Frontline special, and it shows how the people were warning about the real estate bubble. The people that are in there in Obama's administration right now are the ones who got rid of the people that were trying to warn about anything. But now, getting to today, we have the biggest bubble of all. This has been the completely imaginary stock market bubble. Um, that's what it is. It's an equities bubble. This all started back 9 months ago when they printed up money. They decided they were going to bail out the banks, and stimulus, and all this money. So far, it's been about $28 trillion that's been used to not only pay off these foreign banks. We had to, you remember all the committee hearings with Bernanke and Paulson, and they were asking where this money went, and they went to the central bankers, and they wouldn't disclose exactly who they went to. They went to pay off all of the world banks that were caught in the collapse. So now our money has been taken and been used for the last 8 months because Obama came in. They needed a smooth transition. That has been used to pump up all these equities to levels that are higher, in fact, than either the real estate bubble or the dot-com bubble. If you just go today, go look around the market at stocks and look what their price to earnings are. Again, you have, like, just in the dot-com days, you've got 70 PEs, 80 PEs. The entire price to earnings ratio of the S&P 500 right now is 140 plus, far higher than what the dot-com bubble was. What everybody goes back to, saying, "Oh, the dot-com days. That's just crazy." We don't know what we were thinking about, how we could have ever bought a 70 PE stock. Well, as a matter of fact, look at a dot-com player today from back then. Today, it's reinflated to a bubble valuation again. Amazon. They came out with earnings today they made 43 cents in the quarter per share, and the stock took off and went up 25 bucks. So we've got a mania again. However, this time most of it is the Fed, using its primary dealer banks to buy up these equities. So today, really, my point in kind of wrapping it up about the about the bubbles. This one again, it's obviously about to collapse because um, if you haven't noticed, they're talking about a second stimulus. They want to print another $1 trillion. Right now, they're up against the debt ceiling. Um, the other news is that they're going to stop buying treasuries. The Fed's going to stop buying treasuries, which they were not supposed to be buying in the first place. But never mind all that. Now they're going to stop buying them this month. They tried last week. It was little published or little talked about at all. But they tried to draw back some of this liquidity in the market with their reverse repo, they called it. That was supposed to try and draw back some of this bond liquidity that was out there, and it was a complete disaster. Of course, they didn't. It was completely rejected. So now you have the stock market, which is up at crazy levels again. It's up above 10,000, which I explained in my last video. It's a bigger bubble than when it was at 14,000 because it's just purely been bought by printed up money. So that they're at the end of their line with that. They're at the end of the line for printing more money. They can't get away with it anymore without collapsing the dollar. So what I expect to see happen here soon is the market drops some today. I think people are seriously thinking about getting out. We're going to have another, market collapse. Every bubble has to collapse. Everybody knows Christmas is going to be terrible. This earnings season is over, and that was the last chance that Geithner and all the fellas in Obama's administration had to pump things up. But basically, at this point, it's pretty much over. We're getting ready to see another market collapse, and it's going to be a pretty bad winter because they have no answer for it. So thanks a lot for listening in, and I'll update you later. Thanks.